lot of different kinds of members about issues that had to do with world affairs. I probably described more times than I can remember how stressful it was advising the president about going after bin Laden. So my view on this is, look at my record. Look at what I am proposing. And we have a vigorous agreement here. We both want to rein in the excesses of Wall Street. I also want to rein in the excesses of companies like Johnson Controls that we bailed out when they were an auto parts company, and we saved the auto industry, and now they want to avoid paying taxes. I want to go after the pharmaceutical companies like Valiant and Turing that are increasing prices without any regard to the impact on people's health. So I have a broader view. Now, if all we're going to talk about is one part of our economy, and indeed one street in our economy, we're missing the big oil companies, we're missing other big energy companies, we're missing the big picture. And I have a record of trying to go at the problems that actually exist, and I will continue to do that.
Senator, you sound like you want to respond. Go ahead.
I do. I agree with much of what the Secretary said. But, Madam Secretary, it is not one street. Wall Street is an entity of unbelievable economic and political power. That's the fact. And I want to say something, and it may sound harsh, not to you, but to the American people in this sense. In my view, the business model of Wall Street is fraud. Is fraud. I believe that corruption is rampant, and the fact that major bank after major bank has reached multi-billion-dollar settlements with the United States government when we have a weak regulatory system tells me that not only did we have to bail them out once, if we don't start breaking them up, we're going to have to bail them out again, and I do not want to see that happen.
Well, Senator, no one wants to see that happen. I mean, look, I care deeply about this because, just like you, I have met so many people who had their life savings wiped out, who lost their homes, who are barely back with their heads above water. This was a disaster for our country, and we can never let that happen again. Right. We have no disagreement about this. But I think it's a broader target list than just Wall Street. Sure. And I believe that we have to be very focused on how we try to take back the power and increase the empowerment of the American people. And I think that I have that kind of experience, maybe because they've beaten me up for so many years, and I know exactly how to handle them because I've been in the arena with them time and time again.
Well, Senator Sanders, let me turn to I think where this direction is heading anyway, which is the broader issue of big business and power in our political system. You, on the campaign trail, have railed against big-name American corporations like Boeing and General Electric and Walmart. But some big businesses in this country have also been part of advancing progressive goals, like the nationwide initiative to expand employment opportunities for veterans. That was all about cooperation between the Obama administration and some very big businesses. The Affordable Care Act, some of the thorniest problems in that bill were worked out in cooperation with big business in order to accomplish progressive goals. Could you work with them,
Sure.
or have you made enemies of big business in this country with the way you've approached them in this campaign?
No, of course I could work with them, but let's be clear. When I talked about Boeing and I talked about General Electric, what I was referring to is an outrage. I suspect the Secretary agrees with me. Right now you have a loophole